Okay, we will see k-medioids clustering algorithm. This is also one of the techniques used in clustering. It is also called as a partitioning around medioid algorithm. A medioid can be defined as a point in the cluster whose dissimilarities with all other points in the cluster are minimum. So, in the cluster we use some medioid. Okay, from this medioid we calculate the dissimilarities with all other points in the cluster are minimum. How to calculate the dissimilarities means by using this formula mod x2 minus x1 plus mod y2 minus y1. Next we will see the algorithm. Algorithm, if you want to write, you can write. So first step 1 is select k random points out of n data points as the medioids. Next, find the dissimilarity from medioid to other data points and calculate the cost of cluster 1 and cluster 2. Next one, randomly select one non-medioid point and recalculate the cost. If the total cost is more than that in the previous step, undo the swap. So by seeing the example, you can come to know this algorithm. We will see one example. So here this is the question given. So up to this question is up to this much only. Okay, this is the question given. So here A1, A2, A3, A4, up to A10 data points given, and here x comma y are the data points 8, 7, 3, 7, 4, 9 and so on. Now by using this k-medioid you need to find the clustering. So here it's better to choose the it's better to draw the graph like this. From the given data points I have drawn like this. Here A1 is nothing but a what, 8 comma 7. So x axis will be taken and y axis will be taken. A1 will be 8 comma 9, so A1 will be drawn here. Next A2 data point, A3, all the data points you need to draw. After drawing the data points, you can come to know that this is a one cluster and all the set of data points are here. So I am forming this as a one more cluster. From this cluster, which as a centroid you want to consider, that you can choose by your own. Okay, so here I am choosing A10 as a centroid. For this cluster I am choosing A5 as the centroid. A10 centroid is nothing but a here A10 data points are 4 comma 5, so centroid 4 comma 5 I am choosing, and A5 centroid one more choosing 8 comma 5. So here you can choose any numbers as your wish. So here 4 comma 5 I have chosen. Next one 8 comma 5 I have chosen. Again now you need to calculate the dissimilarities, or you can say the distance from each data point from this centroid. So here how to calculate the distance? Mod x2 minus x1 plus mod y2 minus y1. So here 4 comma 8 comma 8 minus 4 or 4 minus 8, anything you can consider, no problem. Anyway we don't consider any minus values here, mod is there. So here 8 minus 4 plus 7 minus 5, 6 you will get, and so on. So here you apply the formula for the cluster 1, and for the cluster 2 also same formula you need to apply. 8 minus 8 plus 5 minus 7, which is nothing but a 2, like that. Again after calculating the distance for each row, you need to check which is the minimum value. Here you got 6, here you got 2. So 2 is the minimum. This 2 distance is came from the cluster 2. So here cluster 2 you need to consider. Here 3, next row 3 comma 7. So 3 is the minimum distance. So 3 comes under the cluster 1. You need to mention the cluster 1 and so on. So here after mentioning all this, cluster 1 data points what are coming in the cluster 1, 3 comma 7, 4 comma 9, 5 comma 8 and 4 comma 5 are coming. Cluster 1 points you need to write at one in the cluster 1, and again cluster 2 data points are you need to write in cluster 2. After writing that, actually you need to calculate the cost now. So how to calculate the cost means here for the 3 comma 7, for the 3 comma 7 what is the distance got? 3 you got. Next in the cluster 1 what are the data points? 4 comma 9. 4 comma 9 what is the distance you got? 4. For 5 comma 8, 5 comma 8 what is the distance you got? 4. For 4 comma 5, for 4 comma what is the distance you got? 0 you got. So all the what is the distances you got, that you need to write. 4 plus 3 plus 4, that is nothing but here cluster cluster 1 cost is nothing but 11. Similarly, for the cluster 2, you need to find out 8 comma 7. 8 comma 7 distances you got 2, 9 comma 6 2, and so on. So in the cluster 2, if you add all this 9, you need to add cluster 1 plus cluster 2, which is nothing but a 20. After calculation of these two, again next you need to randomly check another 2 centroids like this. So here after calculating that, again from the cluster 1, so already we have seen from this is cluster 1, this is cluster 2. From this cluster 1, again choose randomly any one centroid or mediod. Again from this any one mediod point you need to consider. So here from the cluster again from this I have chosen 3 comma 4. Same formulas you need to apply again here. You need to calculate the distance from each data point. Again same which for each row which one is the minimum that you need to consider. Again next you need to calculate the cluster 1 data points, cluster 2 data points. Again you need to calculate the cost. After calculating the cost, you are getting here 34. Okay, so previous iteration we got the cost as 20 only, so this we no need to consider centroids. This only I am going to be considering as a centroids. This is regarding the K mediod. After seeing this example, once you check the algorithm, then you can easily understand. If you want to maintain the notes, you can write the notes also. I am giving the notes in a easy way. Please subscribe to my channel.